I'm Greg.
I'm Austin and I'm 7 years old. And
We are the Rittons.
I'm Raul.
I'm Ivy.
This is Poco, and I'm Karen.
Okay, I'm Debbie Norham.
I'm Tori.
And
I'm Natalie.
we're the Norham family.
To get to know each other better and to get to spend time with God all together.
I would say to be more aware of God, other than being in church. Right? It's all we want.
More in our lives and our work and our private life besides church.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really fun and I like doing it.
I think the purpose is to bring Christ and Christ's message to the family. More than just, go to church for a couple hours, go maybe to, Wednesday disciple time, and then that's it. It's to bring Christianity into your family, to teach your family more about Christ's teachings, and also to live it in the rest of your days through, the other 6 days of the week.
Well, one of the things I think that was important with 167 was kind of taking the faith experience and bringing it home, integrating it into our family activities as part of our everyday life, which is kind of nice because a lot of times we think of church being at church, and I think the possibility and the practicing of discussions and so forth in the home brings it a little bit more to earth, makes it more real.
We volunteered several times now as a family, and that's new. I've always volunteered individually, but this time we did several times here at church, and we volunteered together as a family, so that was neat.
Well, the highs and lows definitely, because we used to do it just every once in a while, but now we do it
almost
every
every
single night. And we kind of have a little ritual with that, in that whoever remembers, we have to do highs and lows, they get to actually go first. So it's kind of a little challenge to see who remembers about it each night.
For me, a big piece of the whole experience was us having these caring conversations, even having that term that now our family purposefully has, caring conversations, is really a big deal to us. And some of my very favorite moments in the last several months have been when we've been camping together and pulling out some of the questions and then having caring conversations with each other and hearing what each of us thinks about faith, about rituals and traditions. And so many of the little things that we've talked about come together in these caring conversations. So I would say that that's really transformed our family life.
Another thing that we've started since we've gone to 167 is our family altar. And we occasionally will put a prayer in a little clip we have on the altar for all to read as we go by in our day or week or whatever. It's usually a family prayer, praying, please keep my family safe and healthy and happy.
One point that comes to mind is that Ivy had some of her friends over, and we introduced the concept to them of squeeze prayer, and I thought it was it's not intimidating, and let people participate in prayer. If they weren't particularly religious, they could just bypass it, but it was a nice, informal, non-threatening way to include others in your prayer, and it was kids really love it, and I enjoy it too.
The first things that we did was an activity that we actually did in the sessions, and then we made a family crest. And it really made us think about our family as a unit and what we are all about as a family. And we also did make a home altar, which we didn't have one before, so that was pretty neat to do that.
We did receive a lot of resources, and we have since used those. Natalie's been using the one that was geared for children, and we've prayed a couple prayers in the adult version.
Lots of hands-on material that we could use in our daily life for the things. And it has been helpful in our faith and
prayer book. It was just quick prayers for different situations. And I was leaving for a trip, and Cheryl was not feeling very good, and she had a doctor's appointment. So she did a prayer out of the book for my travel, and I did a prayer for her and her, illness to get well.
When I read Ivy's school journal, and she had written about her great weekend that she had, and she talked about how she'd been at Ministry 167. So enjoy, and just that she's having fun in her faith community and really connected to her faith community. And now there are more adults within our faith community who know her name and know who she is. So I really appreciated that. And when I saw 167 showing up in her journal at school, I thought that was a really nice sign of success.
That was great. Fantastic. I didn't really know some of those kids before when I first started Ministry 167, so I liked getting to know them better, and I liked because I see them at movies sometimes now. So, yeah. Like we went to, there was a bunch of tables, we sat down at it, and we had snacks.
We got together either here or at someone's house. It was broken down into sections. And my favorite part was when we were able to go off and do family activities.
That would be the same for me, learning things from other families and see how the other families are doing the things, and that was interesting.
The sharing. Mm-hmm.
Sharing.
One of my favorites is when I was hanging out with all of my friends and playing around and learning more about God and Jesus.
And Ministry 167 gave us a chance to really just be ourselves and be relaxed. And I wish that everyone could have that experience where they're at church and they're themselves and being themselves is good and accepted, instead of feeling pressure to be your church self, your good self or something. That we were really just ourselves, hanging out, having food, and making new friends.
Sharing our experiences that we have had through the months now with all the families, and sharing that with new families, and see if we can help some other families in other ways, and
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking too. Being able to share the experience with others. We're not great teachers or professors on the subject. We're just regular families, so it'll be fun to get together with other families.
I'm looking forward to showing them some of the tools that you've given us, such as the questions and stuff in the binder, but other things like the caring conversation cards, the faith talk cards, and the activities that we did with the kids, especially like the prayer cube. I thought that was really nice to use, and just some of the things that the kids can really relate to, because I think they have certainly helped us in remembering to do some of the things that we learned in Ministry 167. It's not just all about the parents remembering, the kids get excited about it too and remember to do things. 167
is just such a nice way to have an experience that works for a variety of people. So some people, you might just the friendship aspect of it and having fun and faith, and then the ideas of forming rituals and traditions in our families, and then sharing meals together. So it even makes one day a month easier because you don't have to make a whole meal. You get to share that. It sounds like an old cliche, but finding the time to do it. I mean, we all live busy lives. Greg travels quite a bit, so I'm home with the boys sometimes by myself, and just homework and dinner and baths and bed, and oh no, we have to have caring conversation. Sometimes you got to fit it in, but if you make a conscious effort to do it, then in the end it feels good and it works out.
There's no hard rules or things that you have to do, and no right or wrong answers, and then the resource tools that were provided were extremely helpful, as well as just making it easy. And it was kind of like, never felt there was a pressure like you had to do something, or you had a homework assignment that was due. It was kind of, it was very flexible. We incorporated it into our daily routine.
Into real life.
I would like to say that I felt it very difficult at first to open up. It's just not my nature to speak about my Christianity, my religion, to others. And this gathering, the 4 couples that we got together, it took maybe 1 or 2 times to get the ice broken, but once it did, it was very, not just one way, very two-way communication. To all the men, all the women, all the children, it was an excellent experience. I hope that we can inspire other families through this Ministry 167.
Går vi til bords, spiser og drikker på ditt bord. Deg, Gud, Herre, oss til gavn, så får vi mat i Jesu navn.